All right, JV, how we doing, brother?
Hey, man, I'm doing fantastic. How are you today?
Life is good, man.
Right,
Another
right.
Monday on the pod. Dude, let's just go ahead and jump right into it right now, man.
I mean, let's go.
Peacemaker, a gorilla, a bunch of butterflies.
Yeah, that's accurate. Yeah. I don't know what to say about the episode, dude. It finally went over the edge of from the first one. It finally went over the edge, man. It was, the first few of them were kind of like this whole just like gunfight thing, right?
Yeah.
We didn't see anything weird till like the third episode, and we're definitely seeing some weird shit this episode.
I loved this episode, man. Okay. It just like you said, it just gets more strange and weirder every episode. But this, like, my man, I just love how chill he is as well. Like John Cena. He's like, why the hell did you tell me about that? And he's like, he has the helmet. It has
the X-ray vision.
The X-ray vision.
Yes.
And he's just chomping these dudes down with the shotgun, man. It's just a fun episode, and the team bonds finally.
Yeah, they all kind of come together to appreciate one another finally. But yeah, just headshots, blood, gore. That was this episode.
Everything we want from an HBO Max exclusive DC show from the mind of James Gunn. It's all right here, led by John Cena.
Yeah, man.
They didn't have to do the gorilla like that, bro.
Yeah. I mean, my man had to redeem himself. He had to find the respect somewhere.
He had to rep his crew, bro.
Oh, man. Yeah. That was unexpected. I thought, it was going to be like a vigilante or whoever else, like, save the day at the end. But
I thought Peacemaker was going to have to put hands on the gorilla. Yeah. Like Jason Statham style, you know what I mean? You know how Jason Statham can literally fight anything with his hands and win?
I like how he just, like, throws that bomb in there, too.
He's like, I don't know what this is going to
do. He just throws the bomb. They're all in the same room. It's not... He could care less about everybody else, it seemed like.
Yo, team, if you're not watching Peacemaker on HBO Max, I don't know what you're doing with your life.
Yeah.
This show is just fantastic, man.
It really is.
Like, I cannot wait for... Thursdays are just phenomenal, bro.
It's like you're just watching this clay man, right?
Yeah.
Every time I see him, I think of like a clay golem.
He's like He-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like a real life He-Man, bro.
And it's like whenever you see him like holding the gun and stuff like that, it's just like
he's bigger than all of that.
That gun looks so small. But it's gigantic.
So, like, real life. Obviously, like, James Bond uses that Walter PP7, which is a very small gun.
Yeah.
Everything in John Cena's hand looks like a Walter PP7, okay?
Yes. I think his suit's getting smaller, too.
Dude, it's like we're seeing a lot of belly, bro. We're seeing a lot of belly. Almost to the belly button now. You know?
Like when he was we seen him in Suicide Squad. When he's wearing like the blue shirt and the shorts, and like no matter what he does, his like stomach's out because his arms are so humongous.
Why the hell did he not play Conan?
Right,
Barbarian, just fantastic, bro. All right.
Oh god.
All right, brother. Let's start it. Welcome to this week's episode of Movie in a Pod. I am Clyde Smith,
and I am Javier Villalobos.
In this week's episode, we are discussing the trailers for Super Cool, X, that Apple TV show The After Party, and our movie of the week, Whiplash. All right, Javier.
Yes, sir.
Drop some trailers to you, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about Super Cool, man. What are your thoughts, brother?
Man, talk about super bad vibes.
Right.
But, that 15-year later twist.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. I didn't realize it'd been that long.
Dude, it's still so good.
I watch it on the reg, dude. It's always on my list somewhere. But yeah, 15 years later.
Man.
Anyways, like I said, super bad vibes. And the only thing I saw in this trailer that kind of threw me off was that kind of crazy crash scene that showed.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that it doesn't go over. It looked like it's going to go way over the top right there. But, you know, the reason we liked that kind of movie, you know, with Superbad was because it was like we just got done with that part of our lives. And we could laugh about it because we're like, yeah, that went down a couple of times.
Exactly. There was nothing that happened in Superbad that like parts that we just encountered. You know what I mean? Yep. Like we have ran from the cops before. Okay, simple as that. So Javi, at one point in time, you were the fastest man alive.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
was. Yeah. Oh boy.
But no, man, this trailer definitely does give you like those. I got to give him a second, guys.
Sorry. Oh yeah, he's so fast. He's fast kid alive.
No, so this trailer definitely does give you those super bad vibes, but they're trying to do it for like another generation is what it looks like here and what it feels like. Will it deliver? Probably not. Will I see this movie? Probably so. In the theater? Probably not.
No, definitely not.
But I'll definitely eventually catch it. Probably enjoy a few laughs. But no, we'll link this on our socials. So,
yeah, man.
All right, let's move forward, man. This is a really interesting trailer. X.
Yeah.
So we got these
was
young adults, and they go to this rando barn house.
Yeah.
And ask these people to if they can shoot a movie there or something. But they don't tell them what type of movie it is, though.
I mean, we know what type of movie it is.
It's a pornography.
Yes,
movie
yes,
is what it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, they're just out on this farmland, shooting the old porno, as they do, you know. Interesting situation, super creepy.
Yeah.
Looks like it's gonna be a lot of blood and gore.
It's a horror flick, guys. It's not a real pornography. It's definitely a horror flick.
It's not a real porno. It's not.
Yeah. From the trailer tells us a lot, right? The old couple that's there, the guy's like, you guys can work in here, but don't let my wife know what's going on. The wife kind of gets out. The wife's a little mentally unstable.
Oh yeah.
And blood and guts and ass is just everywhere. So in the trailer alone, you know what I mean? So it's a lot going on. This is gonna be right up there in that horror film.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go like I don't know if we should go like sit next to each other in a movie theater and watch this one.
I don't think.
I mean,
we should.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's
a movie that I actually want to see in the theater, brother. I'm good. I didn't say we were going to have good trailers every week, ladies and gentlemen, right? But we will let you know about what's upcoming down the pipeline there. So
definitely looks like a low budget horror movie.
Yeah,
but it's real vintage, like real dated look, I guess.
So that's what's cool about it. So it is set like it looks like the 70s.
Yeah.
But also like the camera work and the photography does give you those like 1970 vibes.
Yeah.
And that looks pretty cool. So will I eventually see this? Yes. In the theater? Definitely not. They probably won't even play it at our theater because of the pornography stuff. So whatever. All right, man. Let's get to what I really want to talk about here, brother. And I hope you enjoy this trailer as much as I did. Actually, I'm deep into this already, like 3 episodes in. This new Apple TV show, man, The After Party. Brother, talk to me.
Yeah, fire cast, man.
Dude, it's so good.
So good. I have not watched it.
Dude.
One, because I don't watch stuff on Apple TV because I don't have it.
Yet.
So it wasn't on my radar. But murder mystery in a series. How many episodes is this one supposed to have? Do you know?
Right now there's only been 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
They say they're gonna do 8.
Okay.
8 is what it says on the old Wikipedia.
Right.
Who knows if that's true?
I mean,
I believe in Wikipedia. But let's talk about this real quick, man.
I didn't know where we were going to go with that.
No, it's all good. So let's talk about this, man. So it has a great cast, man. It's led
Yeah.
by Tiffany Haddish. It's got Sam Richardson, Zoe Chow, Ike Barinholtz, Ben Schwartz, Ilana Glazer, Dave Franco, and a lot of great other people in this show, man. And the 2 guys who just know, like, these kids are like in our age group,
Yeah.
right? At least in the show. And the 2 guys who like know us so much, man, is like Christopher Miller, like Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. Like those guys, they just get comedy, man, and they just get like our like, what are we? What are we? We're not Gen X. We're millennials, right? Are we still millennials? Does it change? I don't even know how this works.
I think everybody just gets a new.
Does that work?
I think there's a new one every time. I don't know. Whenever somebody decides there should be a new name for somebody.
All right. Well,
I have no clue what we are.
All right. Well, this is like the high school class of 2006. We graduated 05, so it's right there.
Right.
Millennials.
No, didn't we? Graduated in 06, but we were the class of 05. Right?
I don't know how math works. How many times do I have to tell you this?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we were the class of 2005.
And we graduated in 2005. That's how it works. May of 2005.
Okay.
I do know one thing when I damn graduated high school. Damn it, okay. But no, man, this is cool. So this takes place at a high school reunion, at an after party at a high school reunion. Yep. And there is a murder that does happen. Mm-hmm. And we kind of get the play-by-play of each character and how they saw the party and what happened and their take on it. It's just hilarious, guys. I'm 3 episodes in. This is just so much fun, bro, to just unpack and to see everybody's point of view, man. And it got me thinking a little bit, right? We've been to a bunch of parties and bars, clubs, and stuff like that, right? And you have your point of view. I have my point of view.
Right.
But, like, this show, and it's a technique that's been used before, but I guess not really at a party like this, and seeing everybody's point of view and it comes together. And that's the fun. And like how obviously you view a situation that we're both watching is different than how I view it and how I take from it and how I relive that if I wanted to say it again. Yeah. And this just goes into the funny, man.
Well, that's what's funny about it. I mean, it just, you hear everybody's takes and for you, it's just like, why? Where'd you come up with that story?
Yes, exactly, man. So I highly recommend. We'll post this on our socials as well, man. This is fun. This is a millennial whodunit, man, and that's what I love about it the most. So we'll definitely post this, guys. All right, brother. Let's go ahead and jump into our movie of the week, brother. We have Whiplash. Really excited about this flick, man. Oh, yeah. This movie dropped in theaters in 2014, a very long time ago, and I'm disgusted with myself that this is the first time I watched it. Was yesterday morning.
I mean, same for me, man.
Dude,
first time I've seen it.
So disgusted with myself, man. Just a few other flicks that came out that year, man. That Awkward Moment, also starring our lead this week, Miles Teller.
Oh, nice.
Fury, The Fault in Our Stars, The Maze Runner. Love that series, guys.
Yeah, I heard.
Lucy. I do talk about The Maze Runner a lot. Lucy, Let's Be Cops, American Sniper, Neighbors, and the Christopher Nolan instant classic, Interstellar. Dude.
Let's Be Cops. That was
fire.
Good.
Yeah.
That was good stuff.
Yeah, dude. Like 2014 was actually like a great year for movies, man. And it's 2014 and we're in the middle of Marvel taking over the world, and I did not mention a single Marvel movie.
I'm pretty sure we've said all of them at some point or another. We've talked about every single.
They're so good. They're so good.
Some way or another, they've been talked about. Yeah.
All right, man. So, Whiplash is written and directed by Damien Chazelle.
We have a budget of $3.3 million, and the box office brought in $49 million.
Yeah.
So,
dude, I want to talk about that real quick, man.
Yeah.
So, Whiplash is produced by Blumhouse and Blumhouse Productions, and they've been around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been trying to figure out like what their niche is, like what they do, like because they also did Spiral, so they do really good like produced movies on very low budgets.
Yeah.
Get Out, same exact thing.
Yeah, I mean, in this one, there's not a lot going on. I mean, I think you're mostly playing salaries.
But it still looks amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It looks fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, like 3.2 goes all to you know who. So
yeah. Yep. All right, we have starring in this one, as you said, Miles Teller as Andrew Neiman, who is the jazz drummer, our main guy. J.K. Simmons as Terrence Fletcher. He is the jazz instructor at Schaefer Conservatory.
That is correct, sir.
Yeah, okay. Paul Reiser as Jim Neiman, Andrew's father. Melissa Benoist as Nicole, Andrew's love interest in this movie. Austin Stowell as Ryan Connolly. He's another drummer in the band with Andrew. And Nate Lang as Carl Tanner, who is also another drummer in the band.
Yeah.
So we see them a lot.
Yeah.
They're big part of this movie.
All right, brother. I know this one's not going to be difficult, but go ahead and give us a quick synopsis.
So we have Andrew Neiman. He's a jazz drummer at Schaefer Conservatory in New York City. He's trying to reach his childhood goals to be a legend in the jazz world.
Yeah.
So he gets into this advanced ensemble with Terrence Fletcher, who's the conductor. Turns out this guy's kind of abusive to his students. I mean, and in all honesty, it's kind of like select students, is from what I saw. It's not like the whole band. And he sees it as trying to push these guys to be even better than they ever thought they could be. There's big altercation, and Andrew's dad convinces Andrew to talk to a lawyer because kind of the mental state he's left in after the whole mess went down. That leads to the big final battle between Andrew and Terrence. It's almost like a 3-round fight at the end.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. All right. Let's jump right into it.
Yeah, man.
We got this very determined freshman at this New York Music Conservatory, and he strives to make it and be the best drummer while being physically and mentally tortured by an instructor who strives for nothing but the best at any cost for his students. Yeah. And that's that, man. Like, that's... Like, between what you said and that's, like, I'm in.
Yeah.
And I knew, and, like, what pisses me off about myself by not seeing this movie until yesterday is I knew this was the plot. I knew this had, like, the great young Miles Teller, and I knew this had J.K. Simmons, but this was just always on the back burner. Like, yeah, I'll eventually catch Whiplash, but I'm so glad I did finally.
Yeah, it kind of catches you by surprise, to be honest. Like, the way it kicks off, seems very happy.
Yeah.
It's a very good thing that starts going when he's selected to be in that band, and he's excited about it. And then it just takes that twist, like, immediately. Like, the first minute he's in that band room with the advanced class. And, this is what I did, right? I played in concert bands, marching bands, jazz bands. And, a teacher might lose his cool every once in a while, but I've never seen nobody, like, just throw shit at people.
Dude, this dude was wild.
And and how would that ever go by? Like, I don't think as a person and as a musician myself that I would ever sit there and be like, all right, this is a cool guy. You're going to throw cymbals at my head and chairs and, go crazy.
Dude, let's go.
But yeah, I mean, it's getting into my personal life.
which trust me, I got a few questions for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Later on.
Yeah.
All right, man. Miles Taylor as Andrew Neiman.
Yeah.
Once again, he's this freshman drummer at this music school, Schaefer. We're going to be the best, man. He is driven by his personal goals to be like his idol, Buddy Rich. I have no clue who Buddy Rich is.
He is a drummer, very famous jazz swing drummer.
Okay.
He's done his own stuff, his own ensembles. He's played with other legends as well. So he's that strive to be, and you see like when Miles is really practicing, trying to be fast, trying to get good grooves and play fast. That's what Buddy Rich does. Dude. Plays really fast, really good fills. And that's a jazz drummer's idol. It's just what it is.
Awesome. And you can say that in Andrew's eyes, man. He's determined, kind of an a-hole towards his family, right? He loves his dad, appreciates his dad, but the rest of the family at that dinner, he was kind of an asshole. But they were, don't get me wrong, they were being that way back.
Yeah.
But, like, he had the last burn every time, bro. He had the last burn, dude. Yeah. Which was a great scene that kind of sets up his personality where, like, he's basically pushing everything out for greatness, right? His determination even leads him to break up with Supergirl, dude. That really does solidify what, like, his personality, what he's going after, man. He'll do nothing, he'll do anything at all costs to slow his progress. Dude asked her out.
Yeah.
Dude showed an interest towards her. Started dating. Didn't even see her often.
Well, like, he didn't have the courage to ask her out. And then once he got told to be at that advanced class,
got a little swagger.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that's what he's got to do, and he sees it as an issue. That's his choice to make. But this whole thing is just not good for a person.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I kind of want to dive in with this movie, man. So, dude, he is locked in. He was raised by a single father, and we learned that his mom left when he was young. Me, Clyde, not knowing anything about jazz band or really musically inclined. Yeah. You can just tell this kid has something special, right? And that's kind of what he's portraying. He's not portraying like an average, okay drummer. You know, he has rhythm and timing down, and he has something special there. And he knows it, has a little chip on his shoulder, especially when he gets moved to that jazz band room. And he's aggressive with his approach to be great, and it's something, not gonna lie, dude, I actually admire, right? Like, a lot of people have no focus, right? And his focus is, he's zeroed in. This is it right here. Yeah. I'm just going to be in my room. I'm going to be in my small studio apartment, and I'm just going to learn drums, play drums, try to get as fast as possible, learn all this. I mean, he learns Whiplash. Yeah. Like, off the top of his dome. He knows it, right? Which was just another great scene.
Well, I mean, he does put the hours in, it seems like, practice hours.
Javi, before we jump over here, man, question.
Yeah.
Is this realistic in, like, young musicians' approach to learning music and getting good?
Now, you got to put in the time. You got to put in the practice, the scales, the making sure you know how to play in tune, knowing your music, knowing how to read music. It's a lot of shit that goes into it.
Yeah.
It really is. But, it's also a thing that some people are good at, some people struggle with, and they try really hard at. And the way this movie portrays, like, getting into that band, it's tough because you have a limited amount of people in there, especially a jazz band. They're small.
Yeah.
So you're constantly battling people to, just move up to a first chair position, just getting in. And then you get this smaller, more, I like they call it here, like the next level, the advanced classes.
Yeah.
Advanced bands. I mean, you got to put in time.
Gotcha.
That's all there is to it. And, I played trumpet, and there was many, busted lips from practicing. I got a scar on my lip where it's split open multiple times while I'm playing.
Wow.
It happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
This movie pushes it pretty far. Like the whole, bloody ice, the ice pitcher.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's somebody who's done that, but I wouldn't. I mean, my hand's busted open and I can't play. It doesn't do any good to keep destroying your hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At some point it's time to just take a break and heal.
Okay.
Because you're never going to get better. You're just going to keep getting worse because you're just going to keep getting worse.
Got you. All right. Let's jump over here to J.K. Simmons, man. Terrence Fletcher.
My man.
What were your thoughts, brother?
Dude, this dude is just a projection of emotions.
Yeah.
Like, he just puts it out there all the time. In this particular movie, you're in his face the whole movie. Like, it's just
the camera.
It's
the
just
camera
the Vogue,
right
yeah,
there.
like magazine headshot the whole time. But he comes off as like a real concerned, sweet person to Andrew. But it's just a flip of a switch, and he's all over him. I'm not really sure why it was like that. Like, I know he wanted him to be in time. He wanted him to play exactly his tempo, but like, it was just to a whole other level. And I don't understand that, like how that was.
So yeah, man. So we got a mean-spirited, driven jazz instructor at Schaefer, where Andrew is. This guy's verbally and mentally abusive, and sometimes physically abusive in his quest to find the best potential out of his students, brother.
Yeah.
He is the ultimate asshole music teacher, but demands greatness out of his students.
Yeah.
Just a quick summary of his assholeness. I actually wrote this down.
Okay. Sweet.
He throws weight insults, homophobic insults,
So bad.
gone mommy insults,
Yeah.
female looks insults.
Yeah.
That was like the first minute we see this guy.
Yeah. We don't even know
Um,
anything else that's going on in the movie other than this at this point.
These are like 18, 20, 21-year-old kids, right? And being belittled and berated by a grown man. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
They look up to this guy.
Yep.
They search for his, validation and admiration because he's this great jazz musician, right?
Yeah. And they want to be in his band.
They want to be in his band because
Yeah.
they know that he can open doors
Exactly.
for stuff.
Exactly.
So they endure, man. And that was my next question. Dude is the ultimate monster. With your musical background, is there anybody in your life that was like this guy, close to this guy, that just maybe not? I think he was like to the 10th power.
Yeah. He was to a point to where somebody needed to step up and let somebody know what was going on. I mean, it was basically an abusive relationship.
Exactly what it was.
Same situation, marriage, especially when you spend as much time with these people, in the bands, with the conductors, with other musicians, it's a relationship.
Gotcha.
I've never seen somebody like that before.
Gotcha. Okay.
Luckily, my my band teachers were very, they let you know if you're messing up, and if you needed help, you get help. But Yeah, this was ridiculous.
Do you recall a time? You recall at least one time, right? What's the hard? Because I'm trying. Because like, I love J.K. Simmons' character in this, but I hate him at the same exact time.
Right.
You love him so much that you hate him. You know, I don't know what I'm trying to say there.
We liked him. We like him as an actor, but we're not feeling the character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, he's almost like, you love Heath Ledger's Joker, but you also know Heath Ledger's Joker is the bad guy. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
You love Denzel in Training Day, but you know Denzel in Training Day is like the most crooked cop on the planet. You know what I mean? So,
right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with JK here, man. But do you recall like the hardest or the most difficult time that you've had with an instructor? I'm kind of putting you on the spot here, and I apologize, but just kind of jumped into my head here.
I don't know, man. I was just practiced, man.
Just musically talented, just natural.
I practiced. I did what I had to do.
Yeah.
You know, I played through high school, and I went to college to teach music, which I dropped out of, but that's a whole other thing.
Yes, sir.
But I mean, you know, it's there's not really a specific time where I remember like somebody being like that.
Gotcha.
Now, you know, we've always had like band camps and stuff where we were out, you know, for hours marching in the sun. It's hot. Let's do it again. Y'all gonna keep messing up? Let's do it again.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, it wasn't like they did, like he did the drummers in this one, where it's like just drilling until they're about to die. It wasn't like that at all,
bro. So like that's something I want to talk about. So like I not knowing as much music as you, right? I mean, you know,
the nuts and bolts,
yeah. Exactly. When he was going through the three of them, and they were just like, nope, next. You're not getting it. You're not getting it. I'm over there like, what are they not getting? They all sound the exact same. Like, what do you not? And
that's
then,
the point.
And then when Andrew finally got it, he sounded like the other two kids.
Yeah, that's the point. I don't think it was any problems at all. I think it was him just putting them through it.
Dude,
make it, and to his point at the end, towards the end of the movie, trying to push him to be better.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's the, you know, his point was, you got to keep my tempo. You know, that's the drummer's job. He's got to keep the tempo. If he slows down, the band's going to slow down. If he speeds up, the band's going to speed up. And I just felt like it wasn't so much that either of them was really bad. They just weren't where he wanted them, even though they were good. He wanted them to be better. A lot better.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good take there. Yeah. Like I said, dude's the ultimate monster, man. But definitely enjoyed him in this flick. All right, let's move forward here, man. We got Melissa Benoist as Nicole. She's a movie theater concessions worker. She's also in college, and this is the person that Andrew works up the courage to ask out to go get some pizza.
Now, are we talking about like weeks of a relationship, right?
See, that's the thing about this movie. You don't know. You don't have a time frame.
I have no clue. It was like, right? He asked her out. He played in the band, and then he was breaking up with her.
Well, she did say that when he was breaking up with her, that we don't see each other often now, and you think I'm going to pull you down, right?
Right.
But because of his determination to his craft.
Yeah.
And I guess this goes back to like, do you know anybody like this?
Yeah.
Right, Javi? Like, have you ever encountered somebody like this who is just so entwined with getting their music like perfect that they block out everything else?
Now I've known people who have been like, this is my time to practice.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I got something coming up. This is what I'm doing. You know, I just want to be alone. I just want to practice. let me do my thing.
Yeah.
I've never really known anybody who was like, no relationships, no nothing like that. I mean, I've never been to that level that he was at. So, whole different ballgame.
Got you. Well, all I'm saying is he breaks up with her.
Yeah.
This is Supergirl, bro. He breaks up with Supergirl. He really messed that up, man. All right.
Yeah. And honestly, she was just telling him, like, we just keep doing what we're doing now. I'm cool with it.
She's in college.
Yeah.
Like, he's in college. Like, she has.
She's like, I don't want you to be around that much either.
And I was just so in that scene, it just kind of dropped on you, and you're just like, oh wow, he's really doing, and he's being blunt with her.
Mm-hmm. Super just laid it out on the table.
This is how the next 3 months are going to go. Okay.
Yeah.
One of the best scenes in the movie, actually. All right. Paul Reiser as Jim Newman, Andrew's father. He's a loving, caring father that he goes to the movies with. His father gets him his first drum kit. Then Andrew's off to the races with his love for music and drums, man. His father, Paul Reiser, man, he is dad. He is that loving, caring dad who's going to do anything for his kid. You don't see this a lot with fathers in movies. You see, the tough dad or the caring dad with his girls and stuff, or with his young kids, and they're usually tough on their older kids. This kid's in college, and he is there. He's loving and he's caring, and that's obviously because like mom ran out, so it was only been them two.
Yeah.
I do like it's once again, it's a supporting role, but it's definitely a good role and somebody that Andrew can talk to and express his feelings to when he doesn't have anybody else and he doesn't have a girlfriend anymore.
That's it's true. It's exactly where he was. Yeah.
All right, brother. I just want to talk about these sets, man.
Yeah.
This was filmed in LA, but it takes place in New York. This movie, it's actually dark and gloomy, but there's a point to that though, right? You get that really dark vibe. His apartment was dark.
Yeah.
When he was at his dad's house, it was very dark. The
practice
rooms were just dark. A lot of it, he was walking around at night. He was in the movie theater, right? And that kind of just brings the point home of like focus.
And a little bit of, at some point, a little bit of depression.
Yeah. A lot of focus, but a depressing focus. Of this is who I am right now.
Yeah.
Is what that kind of tells me with all that doom and gloom look, man. From the band room, Andrew's apartment, it's all dark. I love the look and feel of this movie, bro. There wasn't a scene that I was just like, ooh, that's horribly set up, and that's what I go to the movies to go see, man. Is how you're gonna fill this screen up. So,
yep, definitely. No bright areas.
Oh, dude, no, it wasn't a bright movie.
No,
but like that's the thing. The first few moments, you're like, okay, cool. This kid's life is gonna turn around. Everything that he wants, he's about to get.
Yeah,
and then it just stays dark, and you're like, I get why. So. Man, I know I usually talk about the music as well, brother, but I wanted your opinion this week, since you're the man at that. So, talk to me, man.
I'm all right at it. Such a good score,
dude. So good,
so good. It's just the jazz. There's some parts where it was just like radio music.
Yeah.
Selected very well for those parts, but the score composed by Justin Hurwitz. I just want to put the soundtrack on.
Dude, yeah, it's one of those like throw it in the background.
Yeah, and just listen to the instruments, listen to the drums, listen to the saxes, the trumpets. Just so good.
What about? Let me ask you this, and I definitely appreciate that. The music that they played for the jazz band, and then obviously at the end. I once again, you know a lot more about jazz than I do.
Yeah. very advanced music.
I was feeling that, right? I was really feeling like this is not like beginner stuff.
No, not at all. Not at all. Those are the songs that are wrote by, or those are the types of songs as well that are wrote by the legends.
Okay.
That focuses a lot on Buddy Rich, and you don't just pick up an instrument and play those kind of songs. It's not ones you.
I mean, if you're Javier Villalobos, you do, but
it's not stuff you just you just listen to, and you can just play it.
Gotcha.
Because it's so exact. Those types of songs. They want them. You want to play them like they were written, because that's how people want to hear them. Somebody who did a badass solo, a sax solo. You want to hear that sax solo. You don't want somebody doing something else. You want that. And that's why these bands have to be so tight. That's why Fletcher wants us to be so tight.
Yeah.
Because you got to hear that music. And all it takes is somebody hitting a flat note for me, it just hurts my ears.
See, okay, so that was my last question right there. Damn it, Javi, you're on it, brother. So that's exactly what my last question is, man. So when that first scene in Andrew's first day and that advanced, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear somebody was flat? Did you pick up on that? Because obviously,
that you can't hear that through the TV.
Got you. Okay, got you.
If you got 4 or 5 trumpets in front of you blasting at you,
yeah,
you can hear it.
Okay.
Now, there's a twist to that. If you got somebody if everybody's in tune and one person's not, you can hear that.
Yeah.
But you can have everybody out of tune and one person in tune, you can hear that as well.
Okay.
But like through a movie, you can't.
It's tough.
Yeah. You got a very linear sound. You don't have everything kind of coming in. But yeah, you can definitely hear it when you're in the right spot. Yeah.
Nice, man. Nice, dude.
That's why the conductor has everybody facing them in a half moon shape. So you hear everything coming at you, and you can hear all the bits and pieces.
Okay.
Yep.
Learning stuff every day, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't know you were going to get such a good music lesson today, did you? Movie in a pod. All right, man. Let's go ahead and jump to the theme. This film explores a few different themes, but the one that resonated most with me, you don't have to put everything to the side in order to obtain greatness. Or do you? This movie's a double-edged sword in that regard, though, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
I
he did that, and then that last scene, he showed his greatness, but also, like, at what cost, man? He wanted, he obviously was out of school. Mm-hmm. He didn't have the girlfriend anymore.
Yep.
He's not close with his family other than his dad already, but, like, at what? He didn't have any other friends.
No. We never saw him talk to anybody else.
At what cost, man?
Just cussing everybody out the whole movie.
So this movie's a double-edged sword where you can obtain greatness, but at the same exact time, you're missing out on so much other stuff. So
I just want to add something to the end of that there. So the movie, for me, was great the way it went through until the very end of the movie, the final battle of the movie.
Okay.
So as a musician in a band, or formerly in a jazz band as well, if somebody comes on stage and just starts playing the shit out of some drums,
let's go,
and just tries to steal the spotlight of the show, we're gonna meet him out back at the end of the show. That is super disrespectful. Everything he did at the end. I'm sorry.
Jazz band fight, guys.
Coming back on stage and doing that was super disrespectful for the rest of the band.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
But but the setup here, and I don't want to spoil too much of the movie, right? Because I want you guys to definitely see. It's only 106 minutes, but
I know what you're gonna say.
He didn't know that first. So like it was. I don't think he was disrespectful. He didn't know any of those guys anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't think it was disrespectful to those guys. He didn't know them anyway. It was disrespectful to Terrence, to Fletcher, right? And
well, first off, the man shouldn't have been there.
100%, 100%, yes.
That whole thing shouldn't have happened, regardless. But like, it's just a disrespectful thing to do that to any musician. That's like somebody playing a 40-minute guitar solo while everybody else in the back's just keeping beat for him. Right?
Yeah. Okay. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Same thing. This dude's just beating on the drums, trying to prove himself. You got, first, you shouldn't have been there. And you got, the wool pull over your eyes, or however you say it.
Yeah.
The rug pulled out from under. I don't know. Whichever one you want to use.
He got bamboozled, man. He got bamboozled.
Yeah, there you go. So that's all I'm saying.
The last point I want to make, man, is that
sorry for that rant.
No, dude, I love it. We need more of it here, brother. This kid ran away from a T-bone car crash to play in the jazz band competition.
Yep.
This kid's determined.
Yeah, he's
to be the greatest.
Definitely giving everything he's got. I mean, that right there is giving. I mean, he almost gave his life. I mean, he couldn't have. He ain't got much more. There's not much more.
I'll be there in a second.
Yeah. I'm just gonna run with this concussion and broken back and stuff.
I am concussed right now, but I'm gonna play 40 minutes of jazz music.
Yeah.
Whiplash. What were your thoughts, brother? Talk to me.
Like I said, I enjoyed this whole thing. I mean, it's really a really eye-opener to people who, are in a abusive situation, whether it's the teachers, whether it's a spouse or just your significant other, a random person. The initial instance may not be that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But long term, it's gonna, like what happened to one of the students.
Yeah.
And and I love the music. I love seeing the ensemble, seeing the practicing, all that stuff. Just kind of brings me back to when that's what I was doing. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 4 out of 5 buckets.
Okay.
Definitely rewatchable. Just seeing J.K. Simmons in that tight shirt the whole time. That's it. Oh no.
Oh, J.K. just swole with it, man.
But a good movie in general. Good theme for the movie. What about you, man?
This movie brings it, man. Not being musically inclined, except I'm not gonna lie, guys. They used to call me Lord of the Dance. Okay.
True.
This movie brought me into a life at a music conservatory, right, where I had no clue that this is what these kids do, and this is how competitive it is, and you want to get that chair, man. It's all about that chair.
Yeah. When I was in college, it was get up in the morning, be at class at 8, have class till about 2, get off for a few hours, and then go to practice.
Wow.
That was 6, 7 o'clock at night practicing every day. It's the big circle.
Wow.
Yep.
This also showed me, what these young musicians will do to be great, and they'll risk it all. Like this kid, his fingers and his hands were bloodied up and bandaged most of the time. And obviously everything is to the 10th power because it's a movie.
Yeah.
But I do know guys that was in, drums at even our high school.
Those sticks will rip your hands to pieces.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's no joke.
This movie gets 4 buckets of popcorn for me, man. Definitely put this on the rewatch list. Just the performances of Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons makes you want to watch this over and over again.
They're so good.
And the music,
So
dude,
good.
The music
So
is
good.
fire, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
I usually it's really tough, right? I watched this yesterday morning, Sunday morning,
Mm.
and when I'm usually watching a movie, you know, there's Candy Crush, there's stuff, but I put it down for like important scenes and stuff. I gotta focus. This for 106 minutes, man. This movie brings you in, and you're just in it for the entire ride, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a fun movie, brother. All right, team. Thank you for subscribing to this week's episode, talking through Whiplash. Next week, we will be discussing Being the Ricardos.
And that's streaming on Amazon Prime.
I am Clyde Smith, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram as I am Clyde D. Smith.
I am Javier Villalobos. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J8200.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.